I'm outside in my terraced garden. I moved into this house just before Christmas, and I wasn't really planning to do food growing here because usually I work in community gardens and with allotments, and so do most of my food growing somewhere else. But with the circumstances with the coronavirus, I am looking at my garden now and wondering how much food growing I could get into this space. So I haven't really started, and one of the first things I need to do is to kind of observe what's already going on in the garden. Now, normally, as a permaculturist, I would want to take a year to do this and actually see what comes up. But I want to get going with some food growing fairly quickly, so I'm going to make some quick observations of the garden. So it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, towards the end of March, and I can see that the sun is in my eyes where I'm sitting right in the bottom of the garden, and that there is kind of sunshine down one side of my garden. Obviously the fence side is in shade at the moment. And I can also see that before I moved in, I'm just going to turn around here. So before I moved in, there was a lot of clearing done by the landlord. So they've left me a nice pile of rubble, but that's probably great habitat for something that's at this end of the garden. And then if we start to look down on the ground, I can see that rather than grass, I have this wonderful growth. Now this, I believe, is ground elder. Ground elder is not a weed that I've had before in a garden. I've tended to have gardens that have had dock or geum or dandelion as the main weed, but it seems like this garden is desperate to grow ground elder. So ground elder is edible, but not necessarily the thing that I most want to eat, and it is a perennial or pernicious weed for gardeners. Brought over by the Romans. Thank you, Romans. What did they ever do for us? So one of the things that I'm going to have to consider is how to either live with or get rid of the ground elder.